Today we will install a Dropout Spice Rack 8002R right facing. This is the easy install unit, and we call it right facing. When you're using it, it'll be to your left, but the spice rack is facing to the right direction. Now, I've already pre-installed the first cabinet and pre-drilled the holes in it, so it's ready to put screws in. In this particular case, I'm going to be using a 1/2-inch finished bottom, so I'm going to put a 1/2-inch filler on top of my temporary ledger here to hold it in place, and then all I need to do is set the entire unit up on top of it. Make sure everything is flush and clamped in place. We're ready to put screws in. Now you need to put at least 6 screws on this side, because this is the side carrying all the weight. I like to do 7. I put 4 in the front and 3 in the back, making sure these front 2 panels stay nice and tight to each other. At this point, we're ready to put the next cabinet up to the right side. That one, I've also pre-drilled the holes, so all I need to do is pick it up and put it in place. Okay, now we have this cabinet installed in place, and what we have to do is fasten the 2 together. We want to be sure that this is lined up in the front, keeping our front face flush. And we also want to check and make sure that we're maintaining our 4 inches of space in between. If it gets, cabinets are skewed and it squishes it in, that's going to throw things out of whack, or if it's even pulled out too wide, so be sure that they're parallel. Now all we have to do is put the screws in this side. In this side, you can use as few as 4 screws, just holding the 4 corners together. Again, I find just using all 7 is nice. At this point, the unit is fully installed, and all we need to do is remove the ledger from underneath. The unit can be opened. Now at this point, it doesn't have a door on it yet. It has the temporary block on the bottom still holding everything in place, and these temporary stops for what will be taken place by the door. But while you're at this point, you can remove the packaging. And that's easy enough. Now you're ready to get your other doors on your other cabinets all finished first, so you can line up the adjustment for where you want these, and then you'll be able to remove these, put the door on, and get it set exactly where it needs to be, and then it'll be time to finish it up. Now we have our doors all mounted, and we're ready to put the door on the Dropout. So at this point, you can open it up. As you can see, I've already removed all the packing materials. It's ready to go. All we need to do is take the front blocks off, which are taking the place of where the door is going to go. At this point, we still leave the bottom block on it, because that's keeping everything in place for our adjustment for the door. So, removing the door blocks, the number 1 square drive is the driver bit, and on this back side where the guide bar is here, this hole is a little bit difficult to reach normally. It's a lot easier with this DeWalt 90-degree angle adapter, and just get right into that and remove that screw, and then you can use the straight drivers for the rest. better save these screws because you'll use them to put the door back on. Now you can see when the dropout is closed without a door on it, the bottom block is stopping it in its proper location. These have all been preset in the factory to the distance they should be, but should you need to do some adjusting of your door amount, there's a set screw in the bottom. You can adjust them with a coin from the back side, tighten it back up when you get it adjusted where you want it. At this point now we're ready to measure for the locations of where the screw holes will need to go into the back of the door. You want to pre-drill those and to get them set. So you start with measuring from your existing surfaces to the centers of these holes. This particular one is 4 inches. That's nice. And then measuring from your doors across, maintaining the 1/8 of an inch gap that you need between it. So you'll have that measurement minus 1/8 of an inch. Transfer all that, both top and bottom, to the back of your door panel for this unit. Be sure that your handle is already mounted on that because you can't get in to put the handle on it later, and then be able to transfer that right up here, and that will install that door. Okay, now you have your pilot holes drilled in the back of your door. You can line it up to the screws. It's easier to start a screw part way in to begin with. Golden square drive. The right angle for that top corner. Now you have your bumper pads on the back of your door, so those are going to take up the distance exactly as it was in the setup. And then when you close the door, your panel lines up. Now at this point you can remove that block from underneath, because now the door is what holds the limiting motion. Now if you're not putting a finished bottom on, you're finished. The whole unit operates on its own. Put the door on it, it should have about the right lift to stop just about anywhere. And as you add weight, then you'll adjust the load adjuster on the back side. Now to put the finished bottom on, we're ready now to add that. Okay, now we're ready to put our finished bottom on. It's going to fit right in here. I already made this part up here. We want to make sure that we maintain an 1/8 of an inch gap on both sides. So it's going to be attached to the bottom of the spice rack here, so when you move the spice rack, it comes with it, and it comes right back up into that slot. Now we're going to put some construction adhesive where it's going to come right on here, and then we're going to put 2 pin nails just to hold it in place until the construction adhesive dries. Just let that dry like that, and then once it's done, that will be ready to go with the part. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you are going to have a backsplash underneath a space like this, you want to wait until after the backsplash is done to do this, because you will trim it back further so that it doesn't hit on top of the backsplash when you move the cabinet. As you can see here now, this moves just with this, go right back up into that spot. As you can see now, the cabinet portion of this project is complete. If you want to have a finished crown or whatever you do at the ceiling treatment, just like they're over any other door, you just go ahead and finish that off right on across, or it's finished like this if that's the way your project is being done. That's one Dropout spice rack.